Hey guys, it was an interesting video on Wild Rift. So they're back with a Vayne, I guess because it's a commentary guide. So I had this really good game on Vayne today, which I'm going to be showing you guys, of course. So, as you guys can see from the title, we had one AFK person like from roughly about 8 minutes, and we still did pretty well, as we'll see later. But we have the Vayne Lulu combo in the bot lane. And if I sound a little bit weird today, I just went to the dentist, so my whole mouth feels weird, so hopefully that won't affect too much, but yeah. So, can't really control that. But, let's just get into the gameplay. So first up, Lulu can play really aggressive here because Jinx is pretty weak in the early game. Braum can't really do too much except put up his shield, and when it's down, really easy to take advantage anyway. But anyway, here, all I'm doing is really I'm farming because Jinx can actually poke me out pretty well. If she plays well and she uses her fish bones, her rocket launcher, she can actually poke me very well because my range is really short compared to hers. But thankfully, the Lulu is playing so aggressive that she is not actually even able to do that. Here we get pretty good damage on the Braum proccing our passive, and we proc it again, and we also get out the heal. So, of course, we kind of want to play aggressive. Just because the Jinx seems pretty inexperienced and is not really taking advantage of her range to poke me out. Like a good Jinx would just switch to rocket launcher and try to poke me out. So I'm just gonna play aggressive because I know that I can do so. So here we spot Kha'Zix on the minimap walking down towards the skull. He is really low on health, so Lulu actually goes over there, ignites him, and manages to pick up the first blood after flashing. Here, Jinx and Braum show up to the party, but they find themselves in no man's land. Jinx is trapped and she has to flash out. So, pretty good there. We got the Jinx flash. We got the Braum flash as well as Braum's heal already is down. So, only Jinx's barrier is left up as a summoner spell. On our side, I still have both of my summoner spells, but Lulu has used both. So, we do actually have a significant summoner spell advantage, especially when you consider my flash. So, it's all good so far. The lane is going pretty well, and Lulu with that kill actually is higher level than me, so that's amazing. So here, we're just gonna back and pick up the items. Honestly, in the early game, Lulu will be carrying the lane with her poke and just buffing me up in general. Of course here, in this lane, she can play very aggressively against the Jinx and the Braum, as I mentioned previously, so that's what she's mainly going to be doing. But in a safer lane, she's just mainly just going to shield and heal me while I just farm. So in the mid to late stages of the game, when I get like let's say 2 items, I will be the main carry, of course, and the Vayne Lulu combo is going to be insane. It's very potent, probably one of the best bot lanes you can play. Of course, Jinx Lulu is really good as well. Generally, any AD carry is really good with Lulu because she's just going to buff you up. But Jinx and Vayne in particular are really good with Lulu. So here we've actually managed to freeze the minion wave right outside of our tower. And because Lulu is playing so aggressively, they can't actually get any CS or XP. So here, nothing too fancy about this. We're just zoning them off the minions. So here Jinx steps up. What do? We of course go on her. She puts some nice traps down. Braum puts up the shield, so I can't really damage the Jinx, but I'm just gonna go for the Braum instead. Braum survives on 1 HP, and yeah, we still managed to zone them off from the minions. We do pop our ult for that though, but you know, they're really behind. As you can see, me and Lulu are just zoning away everybody, and Lulu actually gets another solo kill on the Jinx. So here Lulu is like 2-0-0. I'm 0-0-0. I have no assist at all. Lulu managed to kill the Kha'Zix before I got there, and she managed to kill the Jinx before I even got in one auto attack to get the assist. So that kind of sucks. So I don't really actually get anything out of it at all. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go back to farming. You know, as a Vayne, you can't really complain too much if you don't get kills in the early game because they're really weak in the early game. As long as I don't die, I'm fine with it. So here I'm just farming the minions. I'm getting all the minion gold and XP here. Akali is coming down, so we're gonna have to back off. And Lulu goes to face check the bush. Akali is in there, and I condemn the Akali into the wall to save my Lulu. She goes in with the ult, but not enough time to actually get the second cast of the ult, so she doesn't actually manage to kill anybody, which is of course great. So here Lulu, of course, going back. She's low on health and mana. I'm just going to stay to pick up this wave, and then I can go back. So, yeah. So, enemy team, in the meantime, has actually picked up the Rift Herald. Here, I was going to pick up the wave and go back, but here there's a dragon fight. I ult and go for the fight. I condemn the Braum into the wall, and then I flash to proc my passive, but Yasuo got there first. He gets the kill. Jinx lives on 1 HP, didn't manage to proc my passive there, but the Ignite leaves her on 1 HP, she did not die, which is pretty unfortunate, but yeah, so here, I still really want to back, because I still have not yet managed to back, so I'm finally going to actually back and buy items. Alright, so I finally backed, and I actually received a call there, so I had to stop the recording and cut out the part where my phone rang. But anyways, we're back. Thankfully, it's not like in the middle of a fight or anything. I'm just backing, going back to base, and picking up my Blade of the Rune King, so no real big issues there. Doubt you guys would even have noticed if I didn't actually mention it, but anyways, we're just gonna go back to the lane. As usual, we're just gonna pick up the minions as a Vayne. We just want to get as much gold as possible in any way possible. Easiest way, of course, is to just pick up the minions, so yeah. Here we have actually spotted the Jinx and the Braum heading back down. They actually gone by the safe way, so no like condemns into the wall for me. A common mistake people make against Vayne is that they just walk down by the river, and the entire river is a wall. So basically, as long as you're somewhat near the wall, Vayne can just condemn you into the wall, and you can get stuck there for a good amount of time, lose about half your health because she can get 3 auto attacks on you really easily. So here, fight in our jungle. Kha'Zix jumps me from behind. I condemn him into the wall, and I sort of basically become trapped in between everybody, basically. Literally, I got trapped in all 5 of the enemy team. So, I die, Lulu dies, and Pantheon comes in. After the fight is basically over, Camille starts waffling around, and nothing too much comes of it except me and Lulu dying. We traded 2 of us for the Renekton. Not the best trade in the world in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, that didn't go too well. But, yeah, we are not doing the best right now. We're 0, 1, and 3. But, as we all know, Vayne is a late game character. So, as long as I don't, like, go super far behind in the early game, it's fine. And as long as, like, no one on the enemy team is super duper fed, it's fine. So, our biggest problem at the moment is, of course, Akali and Kha'Zix. We have 2 assassins who, of course, are going to have an easy time picking off a AD carry, being myself, of course. So, that is sort of the main issue. Braum isn't really an issue because we can melt him. Renekton isn't really an issue because we can melt him. Of course, unless he gets on us and stuns us. Here we actually interrupt his slice and dice and actually condemn him away. A really nice very little outplay there to prevent him from getting on top of us. So yeah. And Jinx could be a problem if she can free hit from the backline, but if not, she isn't really an issue as long as we have access to her. Here, condemning the Renekton into the wall. Lulu outs herself with the knockup, and we're just going to kite back. Nice knockup by the Braum. Lulu shields me, I flash out. Akali comes in, and nothing I can really do about it there. The Lulu does ignite the Akali for the trade. Gets the shutdown on the Akali. And we trade 2 for 1, which is not the worst in the world. I mean, I died again, and so did the Lulu die again. But we did get the shutdown on the Akali. Of course, it's not on me; it's on the Lulu. But you know, it's better than nothing. Lulu has been getting a lot of kills. She's 4, 2, and 2. You know, a lot of kills there. So here, we're at 8 minutes and 30. This is where the Pantheon goes AFK. So here, as you guys can see, he just ulted, presumably nothings, and for some reason. It looks like this is him because he walks a few steps and starts recalling, whereas an AI would just recall on the spot. And from here on out, he's AFK for the rest of the game. So there is that. So here, we're now in a 4v5, and at this point in the game, my team is behind. We're 28k gold versus 30k gold, and we're down. Actually, we're up 4 kills, but we're down on gold, and we are down on towers as well because they have got 2 of our towers. We have got none. So. At this point in time, we're losing slightly, but not by a lot, and the Pantheon goes AFK. I'm not too sure what triggered him to do that. He is still 0, 0, and 3. He hasn't actually died yet. So, not sure what happened there. Maybe he just wasted his out and he just got pissed or something. Or maybe, you know, you never really know. So, sometimes it's quite obvious, like when they mess up, when the team messes up, when they argue with somebody, it's pretty obvious. But here he just went AFK for no good reason. Here we get the kill on the Kha'Zix who tried to dive the backline. Pretty dumb of him when there are 4 of us. We get a second kill onto the Braum, by proccing the passive, and here we're just going, but of course we can dive the tower. My theories maybe like not Kha'Zix, the Pantheon like had to go urgently. Maybe he is a student, he had to go for class. Maybe, you know, he was cooking something and you know his stuff was getting overcooked. Who knows? But he probably just left for something like that. Probably not due to like a rage quit or anything, because he wasn't arguing with anybody. No one really chatted in this entire game, and he didn't die or anything, so we don't know what happened. Anyways, we pick up the dragon, I condemn the Akali, and we take out the Akali. I have to say, I did do quite a number of very good condemns in this game. Mostly on Akali, actually. A lot of them on Akali, but a lot of good condemns by me. And here, Pantheon instead of K, of course. I do pick up my second item, which is my Slaw Recharge Blade. I also get the armor boots, the plated steel caps. Mainly because the majority of the enemy team's damage is physical, except for the Akali, who is of course a very big threat, but overall I think the plated steel caps bring more value. So here I'm just getting trying to auto attack anybody I can, proccing the passive on the Braum and getting the Blade of the Rune King as well. Camille chasing down the Kha'Zix, not really the best idea because she's gonna be by herself against the Kha'Zix. Renekton turns up and Camille runs away. Here three of us are just in the mid lane, basically trying to get something done. So here, I see nothing too much really happening. I'm going bot lane to clear the wave, and I see the enemy team walking forward. Lulu says she's fine, so I'm just gonna go down to bot lane, clear up the wave, and just get the gold. So here I'm just going to clear up this wave as well. Let the wave push in. I see the Akali coming down, so I'm gonna have to give up the last two minions. I'm gonna have to back off, because obviously I don't want to get assassinated by the Akali. Here Akali shows up. Camille shows up as well. Lulu turns up as well. Here I'm just trying to survive against the Akali. Lulu outs me and I survive. I flash forward, but Akali manages to get away. Here I'm just going to go onto the Renekton, the closest target. Here, almost kill the Renekton, but he manages to actually heal up with his Q. And here we finish off the Renekton. Braum with ult onto the Camille. Doesn't really do too much. Pretty bad ult here. Kha'Zix jumps in. I condemn him into the wall for the double kill. And just going to focus on Jinx, who mispositions, and focus on Braum. Get the kill onto the Braum for the triple, and Camille tanks the tower, allowing us to get the Quadra, and we're going, of course, for the Akali, and there we go, we got the pentakill with the AFK Pantheon. So, really shows you the power of the Jinx Lulu. Like, the Jinx Lulu is just insane. As long as both Jinx and Lulu can survive, like Camille was tanking, as long as both of us can survive, like, we're all good. They'll probably focus me, and Lulu will just keep buffing me, shielding me, healing me, and they can't kill me, and in the meantime, I'm killing them. So it's just insane. So we pick up the first tier tower, we pick up the second tier tower as well, and we're just going to back off after that. So that was insane. That allows me to pretty much get a full item. So I'm just going to back. I'm going to pick up the Phantom Dancer, as well as a Zanya's Hourglass and a Longsword. So we're doing good at the moment. My team actually now has a significant lead after the Pantheon went AFK. Maybe he was the problem all along. That was just a joke. But anyways, we're going to pick up the red buff. Of course, you know, with the pentakill, I'm just going to ping that I want that red buff. The Camille gives me the red buff wisely, I would say. Because obviously I can make good use of the red buff. I have 3 items now, pretty fed as Vayne. 9, 2, and 4 at the moment. And Yasuo just going to face check the enemy team. There's like 4 of them in their top side jungle, so not really a good idea to fight them at the moment. Instead, we're just going to clear the wave. Here, I catch out the Jinx with another amazing condemn. I focus on Braum by accident. Braum puts up his shield. I'm focusing on Jinx again, get the kill onto the Jinx. And we're going to chase on the Braum, getting the kill onto the Braum. Akali dies to the Camille lick sweep, the blind lick sweep right into the fog, right into the shroud, I should say. And we get the triple. So here, Rift Herald is dropped up top, but it doesn't really matter because we can get the in-hit with the 3 of us. Kha'Zix comes in, Renekton comes in, they can't do anything. Condemn into the Lulu out and into the Lulu Polymorph, and we get the kill under Renekton. Kha'Zix runs with his tail between his legs, and we get the inhibitor. So in the meantime, Yasuo goes to clear the top lane. We're just pushing in, but the enemy team is all going to revive in like 2 seconds, so obviously we're not going to be able to end the game, so we're going to have to back off here. But we've picked up the entire enemy mid lane. worth of towers, and we're gonna pick up their blue buff as well. I really can't talk today, but here we're gonna, of course, gonna pick all the resources we can get, which includes, of course, the Grump. There we go, free Grump for us, and the entire enemy team is on the way. So we're just gonna back off. We don't know how many of them there are, so we're not really too comfortable to just engage straight up. But instead, we're gonna set a trap for them in this bush. Kha'Zix actually hits his Void Spike, so he actually knows we're here. We condemn Kha'Zix in the wall. We're trying to burst him down, but instead we get knocked up by the Braum. There's too much space between us. We flash forward to try to catch up. Akali is in, and she tries some fancy moves to get out. Braum running the wrong direction, so we're just gonna condemn him into the wall. And we're gonna try to pick up the Akali, who is of course the biggest threat. And there we go, we got the kill on the Akali. And now we're just gonna push. Enemy team can't really do too much. The Jinx and the Akali are dead. Kha'Zix just randomly proto belts there. We pick up the second tier bot tower, and we're just gonna keep on pushing. Still a good amount of time for Jinx and Akali to come back up. The rest of the team is not too much of a threat. Kha'Zix doesn't really matter because we're in a group, so he doesn't really do too much damage. Here, we're just going to try to get off whatever poke we can. Even with my short range, if they step up too far, I can poke them. Renekton took 2 full rounds of my passive already, and he's at half health, so you can't really tank the Vayne. Here, Braum don't know what he's doing, probably just gave up. Picking up the kill onto the Braum, going for the Jinx next. Here, I'm just going to chase the Jinx under the Nexus, and getting out with a decent amount of health. The Ignite puts me in pretty dangerously low, so I'm gonna just try to back off. Here, Camille goes in, and Kha'Zix goes in on me. Nice ult by the Lulu. Kha'Zix is trapped, and Kha'Zix is dead. Here, Akali tries to do something. Actually uses her E on me, but I have my Zhonya's ready in case she wants to try to burst me, so she can't really do anything to me. So here, we start realizing the problem, which is that we can't end the game without the Baron. So instead, we're just gonna go straight for the Baron. And the Camille this time actually chooses to give me the buff. She pings onto my way, wants me to take the buff. I gladly oblige. And here we're just going to pick up the Baron. And yeah, after we get the Baron, pretty much we're just going to push for the win. Jinx out into the Baron pit so she knows that we are there. But doesn't matter. Renekton shows up. Camille hookshot wall dives over the wall and chases the Renekton, but I can't get over the wall. I don't even have flash, so I'm just gonna pick up my Infinity Edge, pick up my BF sword, and yeah. So we're super duper fat at the moment. We're going for Guardian Angel last item, but at this point, it really doesn't matter. We're very unlikely to die anyway, and we also have our stasis, which we have not even needed to use the entire match so far. So no issues here. So here, continuing on in the 4v5. We're just gonna run down mid and just try to end the game. Camille actually goes for the very smart strategy of going to split push bot. As you guys can see here, she's gonna split push bot. It's still pretty hard to end with the Baron buff, because we're gonna actually have to let the Baron minions do the work for us, because we can't just step into the base and just attack freely. So we're gonna actually just let the cannon minions and just do the work basically. So here, I'm just clearing out the minions so that our minions can reach the base and actually do damage to the base. But Camille, with the split push, tries to get the inhibitor tower. The Renekton and the Akali are trying to stop her, so we're gonna head over to back her up. Renekton dashing away. So here I'm just gonna pick up the inhibitor, no issues here. And the minions here are gonna try to help us end the game. The wave in mid has arrived as well. The Elder Dragon has spawned, but it really doesn't matter. If we're not interested in the Elder Dragon, we can just end the game. So here, the cannon minions are firing away at the base. We got double cannon minion in the mid lane, and now we got double cannon minion in the bot lane as well. So here, the cannon minions are just ending the game for us. I'm just trying to get in auto attacks onto the base at any available opportunity. And here, there we go. Camille goes in and just ends the game. There we go. Really nice, beautiful game where we won 4v5. So it is still possible to win 4v5. Don't give up when one of your teammates go AFK. So, as usual, I'll leave you guys with the stats. Of course, me and Lulu both got an S, and look at my insane damage. Coming up real soon. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.